Good morning, everybody. Oh man, yeah, after work yesterday there was just nothing. And I had pulled down a whole bunch of footage off the Blink. I'm like, you know what? It'll be good. And I didn't even get to our normal starting point this morning. I just, woke up, hit snooze too many times, so we're actually running quite late. It is 6:54. Normally by this point we're almost back home. So it's nice out this morning. I didn't look at anything. Snooze went off. I looked at the clock and it was 6:45. I'm like, oh man, both dogs got up. We're like, let's go, we gotta pee. So, here we are. And I didn't even bring everything with me. I just slapped on the DJIs, threw it in ShiftCam, and here we go. Yeah, our favorite tree during autumn is still very green, so granted, we're only late August here, but keep watching this one over the next couple months. It's going to get really colorful. Cool temperatures making me think about it. Apparently they are doing roofing. They have a whole section blocked off. I'm guessing that's for roofing unless someone's moving in. That's an awful lot of parking spaces blocked off. Mr. Blue Car is off the road. I think they got told about it yesterday because the Jeep that was there was moved way up last night when I came home because it was not in a smart spot at all. So, yeah, looking through the Blink cameras yesterday and I'm like, a white-backed skunk? That thing was mostly white. Now I think I know why the dogs don't want to go out on the patio. Out back, they can probably smell its remnants. Because, just to let you know, those videos weren't all yesterday. I just like threw some nature, all the different critters that have been coming in the yard together. I'm like, that'll have to work. Because it's dark out and I'm tired. So, it works. Every once in a while, a little backyard nature videos from the Blink makes it worth the purchase of them. So, cute little groundhog. He's funny. I always like try to find ones where he stands up, eating a piece of bread or whatever he's doing. Yep, roofing all showing up here. Here. Ooh, I got a porta potty out here though. Jeez, it's a lot of supplies. Kind of thinking we can still get around here though. Oh, that's right, we can, no problem. At least today. I'm sure over time they'll make bigger messes here. Come on, leave it alone, don't be peeing on it, Mateo. Come on, doggies. Come on, you gotta keep moving here. I'm kind of forcing them to walk here. Nope, this way. Let's go. Come on. Let's keep moving. Well, good. Well, evening. It's 5:30. So, alright, we are on the Osmo. We are playing with sharpness controls here tonight. I actually had one of the Letchworth video. Someone comments like, what are you doing with your settings? I currently did nothing with the camera itself until now. So I have I have horizon balance on as well. Horizon balance. So I can turn 45 degrees either direction and you can't see it. Which with these guys is probably a good thing to do. Right now I'm doing handheld. I do have the DJI mics plugged in. EV, -3. I have my sharpness at the highest it'll go in the plus category. And I have my noise reduction on the highest it'll go, which I think is 1. I think sharpness is 2. So that's what I'm going to try here to start with and see if I have to do any more corrections in post or not. I wasn't, not that I'm not impressed by it. Whoops, my hand's getting in the way. Wow. Okay, let's put the handle on. It's definitely convenient for getting out and vlogging. That is for sure. Just got to make sure you put the whatchamacallit on there properly. What was something I was going to say? With the cage on, you can't hook the DJI mics in. Not with the cage that the DJI sends you. Which is kind of annoying because if you want to latch it the other way to do a shot with the microphones, you cannot. So that's something I thought I heard that you could do. You can take the door off, but you cannot, there's not enough room because the DJI is so close to the actual camera. So, all right, we'll take a little walk, go through some shade, go back into sun. I'll probably change some settings and just see what happens. So in order to get to that, you actually have to go into Pro. You have to change it to, I believe, manual controls and then custom. And you can set presets then with different settings. So if you're filming in an area where you know certain setting works best. See, right now I want something that's more consistent everywhere I go. And definitely noticed when we were at the Camfield's Lane Island the other day, when I got into the really, really heavy shade, it went really dark. So, and the ISO on this thing, I have it set to max 12,800. So it should have been able to correct. As I pulled further away from me, it did correct. It was kind of weird. When I was up closer, it lost me. So I'm not sure if what the cause of that was. That is such a nice feature that if you use the quick start button, you can actually stop it from shutting down and continue filming. All right, so of course now polarized lenses with this back screen. So, like in bright light right now, though I can take screen grabs of these pictures and they'll look really decent. There were some other shots of the dogs I couldn't use, so I just kind of want to go back into the shade here a little bit. I mean, it always looks good on the screen. It's when it gets into the editor. It's a bigger screen, you know. My image size is, because I'm using a 43-inch TV, my image size is about the size of my MacBook in total. It's pretty big, and I can go bigger. So I don't have Final Cut usually fully open unless I'm tediously cutting lightning out, which I can't wait to see. Okay, now light behind me, let's see what that does. Because on the screen I have gone very dark. And it seems like it's capturing more of the bright light than me. What was the other one? Was it under portrait? Yeah, you have to go into, instead of default, you turn it to portrait, and then you go into customize to change your sharpness and your noise reduction. So we've made a change by 1 on both. So now your noise reduction is back to 0. It's weird because that goes up only 1. But it goes down 2. I'm kind of curious on the detail on the leaves. You know, we're going to do a little bit of a test here with detail on these leaves, even though they are blowing in the wind. All right, so that's with the setting I just said. +1 on sharpness, 0 on noise. Now we are +2 on sharpness and +1 on noise. Now on the screen I can see the details coming down through here and little grooves in the leaf. Mr. Schumacher, you're giving me a great example here. Okay, so we are now minus on both, trying to keep the shadow off the leaf. It's going to be an interesting test to see what works the best. All right. So I was mistaken. You can go -2 sharpness, -2 noise reduction. Now I think noise reduction would be more for low light. I'm curious to see, because I'm not sure if plus or minus is better or worse. In my opinion, if you wanted more sharpness, it would be a plus number. If you wanted more noise reduction, it would be a plus number. Or are they thinking backwards? If you want less noise, it'd be a negative. I don't know. Right, so back to plus numbers on both. See, this is the other thing. I may be actually too close. These little seeds here, give a look at them. Well, I tell you, I think the minus might be the better. I can't tell with the screen. I'm going to have to throw this in the editor, and I don't know what to put it on for the rest of the video. It's hard to tell. I'm really going to have to look at this in the editor and see, because you just don't really get a great example. You know what? I can try to hook the DJI app up. But let me stop you before I do that. Well, I'm going to be honest with you, even on the display on the iPhone, that just does not look good. I'm back to plus again. See, Priya doesn't look too bad. Mateo looks pretty decent. We're going to leave it on plus. I think we're just going to leave it on plus and go with that. And I could be stand corrected later on, but, you know, that whole test. See, now that leaf doesn't look too bad. Let's see if I get in closer, closer, closer. There's a fair amount of detail there. Live preview with the iPhone was one of the other big selling points for me, because back in the day GoPro used to do that. I'm not wrong. Someone did mention that live preview used to be a thing. I think back on like maybe the 6s or something, and then they got stupid and took it away. This is running at a 5.8 gigahertz connection from the phone to the camera. Now I don't know if it's dumbed down a little bit. Someone will have to maybe comment on that, or I'll look it up, because it'd be interesting to know. But definitely convenient for, you know, getting out and doing a little travel vlog. Just felt that it was a little soft, in my opinion, for viewing the waterfalls the other day. It was a little too wide because you actually were far away. But going down the steps, I had the thing I was just holding it nice and gentle. That thing was so steady, and I was like, I'm just going to include it. Why not? Just include it. So, now this is, I believe, the tightest framing you'll have as well. Horizon balance, every time you step up and rock steady. If you turn stabilization off, you get a wider field, the widest field of view in standard and in all modes, but then you don't have stabilization. Then rock steady crops in a little bit, rock steady plus crops in, and then horizon balance crops in, so it can correct if the camera moves. It has space on the sensor to adjust that. So let's see what this guy's doing tonight. Gotta walk a lot further out this field so I don't get the power lines because of the action camera wide angle lens. Couple little puffy clouds out there. One of the nice things is when you take the battery or the port door off, there's little red spots that make you realize that you don't have a door on. Don't put it in water, because it's not waterproof. And we know the DJI mics sure aren't waterproof. We tested that theory accidentally a couple months ago. Yeah, Mike and I don't know what we're doing this weekend. I actually thought about maybe heading out his way. We do 54 with this thing. That way we can do some fishy photos, fishy videos. It's not as bad as the last couple weeks trips where it's, you know, 3 hours each way, 2 hours each way. So, I don't know, we'll see. We'll get a game plan going here before the week's out, I'm sure. But right now, that's one of the things we suggested. The only problem you run into there is you run into a lot of fishermen. So sometimes it's difficult to get to the spots where you can actually put the camera in the water. We'll figure it out though. I do want to test that out and see how, maybe get some of his footage and put the 11 Pro against the Action 4 underwater, because this is supposed to have an automatic underwater color profile. Might have to research just how that activates and turns on. So, be curious to see. I mean, in the lighting I'm in, I'm not completely blacked out, so I'm in a pretty dark section right now. The sun is out pretty bright right now. Let's go take a look at this Japanese maple tree. Crazy thing, even on standard, you can just get in so close to this thing. I'm almost standing underneath it and it's still completely in frame. That's insane. And again, I'll be curious to see the detail on it. Compared to the 1X on the iPhone, color-wise and how close we are. Still can get most of it in, considering we're right underneath it. I mean, from the base of it, I might be 12 feet away, but now, don't get me wrong, I don't expect an action camera to be able to compete with ProRes, as much as I'd love to see a ProRes action camera come out. But I'm sure, you know, $500 would not be the selling price. So, probably be closer to $5,000. It's just, I've turned it off. I've gone to 1080. I just cannot sit there and edit those videos in good conscience going, that's just not what I can do. But I do want this to work. If I can get the sharpness level without it making it look too weird, I don't know, like a digital sharpening, I don't know how that all works. Did you want to say something to me? You want to say hi? You want to say, oh, now you get, yep. Okay, Mateo, he was here first. You got lots of 11s when you came in the door. You're strangling yourself, buddy. Let's not do that. Let's not strangle the little pudgy boy. My little pudgy boy. I don't know. I know he's a big dog and for his breed, but the dog is like solid. He exercises like crazy. He may eat too much though, but this one here's skinny mini. Especially this little head baby face. Yes. That little baby basset face. Yes. Clean your eyes out. She's like, oh, you didn't make it any better, Dad. There we go. I got it that time. What? What? Oh. We had a lot of puppies in the Vision Center today. The one was a Pug Beagle. Oh my God, I can never remember all three. It was a triple mix. I do have a picture of her. Ladybug is her name. Oh my God. Adorable. And then a lady came in with a Dutch Hound, which my one associate has 8 of. And then one of our former associates came in with her lab. Is she just a lab? I think she's a golden retriever. She's a lab with Daisy. Oh my God, she lays on the floor and goes, okay, love me. Work has begun. And they're still here at almost 6 o'clock at night. Huh. That's unusual for around here. People are still working after 4:30. All right, some bright color test. We're pretty decent far distance away. I think I might have been getting too close earlier, but we'll have to wait and see when I get it in post. I missed the other flowers. That's all right. Got these guys up here. Little dogs are trying to get you, Mateo. The little yappers are trying to get you. You got an eye thingy too. Hear them hitting the door. Oh, okay. I hate when seeing dogs when they have the little seepies in their eyes. You gotta clean them out. You know how uncomfortable it is for me when I have them, so can't imagine having a big ball of, gunk in your eye. Teo gets them quite a bit. His eyes run. I worry about him sometimes because he got a little bit of that bulgy eyeball going. Really? Really? How about you use your words and ask to go potty? So the one issue you have a little bit is your quick button and your power button there with the mics connected is a little bit difficult to reach. Now you want to face it backwards most of the time, especially if you get in the ultra wide mode. It'll actually show the microphone receiver in the view. I don't know if in standard D-Warp it will, but yeah. One thing I did do with the audio too is I actually turned the gain down because this thing was set on, I think, 6+. Knocked it down to 0. Did seem to help with the iPhone yesterday. We'll see what it's like with the DJI. So, see if it's any different. I don't really want to be playing back and forth with settings if I'm switching devices, but be very convenient though when the iPhone 15 comes out and it has USB-C and I can just pop it on either one and then I don't have to sit there and mess with 2 different plugs all the time. Because I can't even plug it into the iPhone right now. I don't have the little adapter with me. Actually, the iPhone is completely naked. So my little thingies on the bottom are kind of working out for me. It muffles some. Uh-oh, I lost that one. I did lose the one over the earpiece though. And the reason I went with raw audio on Sunday was mainly because I wanted to catch the noise. I wanted you to be immersed in the situation with me. So the raw audio I felt was going to be the best option. And as I zoomed in, it still caught the waterfall and killed out anybody talking behind me. He's walking in the grass and all of a sudden he took a high step. I don't know if he stepped on a bug or something. Is this better than walking upstairs, Mateo? He did really good, but you could see he was having a little bit of a time with the steps. They weren't too bad. Honestly, I've been to a lot of parks. Going to Ricketts Glen and stuff like that. That place actually has things. Man, I'm wheezing. Sorry. But where you actually can easily navigate the steps. There were some that were different heights, especially on that 127 step one. But for the most part, everything was pretty good. I was coming up that backside hill. That was the bad one. And I actually researched it today. So when you're doing hill climbing, average heart rate is between 155 and 170. So I was 166. I wasn't out of the normal range. One wrapping one way, one wrapping the other way does not work for Daddy. Okay? No, we don't need to be doing that. I don't think it's ever going to get through their heads. I really don't.